evening to all of our ladies and gentlemen, divas and gents, guys and dolls for tuning in to the Connie Reeves Show this evening. I am Connie Reeves, your host for the show, and I thank you so much for tuning into WNRR Gospel 1380, the original one of a kind. I have with me tonight two of my co-hosts that I am so happy to introduce to you, and I am so happy that they are joining me tonight in a conversation about something that is very important for you to know about. So I have Wnrr Bird, and I have Coach AJ, Angela J. Neely. So, Wnrr, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Miss Connie. Excited about the radio show today, and know that we're going to have a lot of great information for individuals that are tuning in, as you always do every week in and week out with your radio show. So I'm excited, I'm feeling well, and I'm just ready to get the show started.
And Coach AJ, how are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful, Ms. Connie. How are you? And Wnrr, happy to be on with both of you and excited about the conversation today.
I am so glad to have both of you here tonight, and we are going to have a wonderful show. We're going to rock and roll this show because we have some very important information for our listeners. As you know, we are here in Augusta, Georgia, and we stream around the world. We are global, and we help people get paid on the bills that they are getting residually. You understand what I'm saying? Your bills are residual. You get the same bills every single month. So we offer you an opportunity where you can turn those bills into a paycheck. Now, tonight we're going to talk about health insurance. This is our healthy conversation that we have, and tonight we are talking about the Affordable Care Act, which is known as Obamacare. The Supreme Court has mandated this for us as Americans, that we have to have health care. It's very, very important because people have been, I know some people that, they'll go to the doctor just with a cold to the emergency room, not the doctor's office, to the emergency room.
I've been in that situation before myself, running to an emergency room just because I was in so much pain and literally left out of there with an ibuprofen and a bill that was much larger than I expected. So it's definitely an issue that is permeating through our society with individuals that are not having health insurance or in need of health insurance, that this is just a great thing for them to be able to take advantage of.
Most definitely. And I was reading an article from ObamacareFacts.com, and it was saying that the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, requires you to get and keep major medical insurance throughout the year, pay a fee for each month you go without coverage, or get an exemption. The requirement to buy insurance is sometimes called the individual mandate. And in plain English, that just is saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to get health insurance if you can't afford it, or you have to pay a tax. So we have a service that we can offer to help you maintain that law for you and your family, and especially for your company if you are a business owner. And it is called Enhanced Care MD. There's 3 different components to it. And Coach AJ, can you tell us something about enhanced care? What are the 3 components and what do they mean?
Absolutely. We have the 3 components. One is comprised of what we call telemedicine. And telemedicine means simply that an individual can have access to a doctor or to a nurse via the computer, specifically the doctor for a small fee. The nurse is also available by phone 24/7, and so is the doctor, but you can set up, as I said before, the telemedicine with the physician. Another component of it is that you can have access to prescriptions at a very low rate, a very low affordability in terms of the contract that is with a very large provider in everyone's neighborhood, which is absolutely priceless. And then the other component is that there is access to something called EC pathways, and that's just a whole nother array of beautiful services that an average individual may not have access to, but this provides it. It's just a suite of items.
Well, I understand that this telemedicine is the new wave in the medical industry where if, say, for instance, one of your children is sick. No, in fact, I'll take my husband, for instance. He hates to miss work. Just a simple cold. He's upset, because he's got to take off to go to the doctor. Well, with his employment, they've had telemedicine now for, I would say, maybe 2 years, maybe 3. I'm not sure. So we really didn't understand what it was. Nobody, explained it to us until it came to my business as an essential service broker. So, Coach AJ, what is this telemedicine thing?
Telemedicine is whereby there's a software program that you can log into on your computer. You set up an appointment with a physician, and you have a camera on your computer, and the physician in his or her office has a camera on their computer, and you agree to a mutually agreed time, and both of you get on, and the doctor can see you, you can see the doctor. The doctor takes the vitals and asks you a series of questions. There's also a software program now that has the ability to monitor your blood pressure, do your pulse, just do a series of things that in the past were not available. So it really puts us in the 21st, going into the 22nd century, much like the mentality of the Jetsons and Star Trek really coming to fruition. Yeah.
And speaking of children, I know, Wnrr, you still have a little one at home. So what is it like as a parent when your child wakes up and they're not feeling good? How have you been able to do that in the past, and how would telemedicine help you?
Oh, it's a pain when your child is sick. No other way to put it around it. It's just a pain, especially if you're an individual, you work a full-time job, you and your spouse both work a full-time job, and now the child is sick when you wake up in the morning. You got to figure out who not going into work, who can stay home, what issues is this going to cause with you and your job, whether your wife might have a conference she got to be at, and you got a meeting that you got to make, and somebody got to figure it out. And now you're calling grandmom and auntie and uncle and somebody that can maybe watch him, because you're not going to get him to the hospital that day. He's not going to see a doctor that day. You can't even call your family physician and say, hey, my son is feeling sick this morning. Can I come in today at 1 or 2 o'clock? They're going to give you about 3 days from now. So now you done missed a couple of days of work. He's homesick. You're taking care of him, but you also not going to work, which equates to you not getting paid, but also money going out the door. So, I really don't understand telemedicine fully, but I do understand that it is immediate. Like she said, you could set up this appointment, and it's not immediate in terms of you immediately get on and they're there, but set up the appointment and it can happen within a short period of time, and you can get everything done that day versus the old school way where you got to take them out of school, set the appointment, and then they got to stay out of school. And by the time you actually get to the appointment, usually your child is not sick anymore. And
yeah, definitely, and not just the only thing. You have to deal with your boss. You're going to get a hassle about it if you have to be off. Because, like in our household, children get the chicken pox, the measles, they break their leg, they break their arm. I was going through all of this. And so my husband would say, I would have to be the one to stay home. He's like, well, I'm going to work, and you need to call in, and some jobs I would have to quit him. I would just have to quit. I said, well, I'm sorry. I do have a child at home, and my child is sick. Yes, she broke her leg again, or yes, she has the measles, or whatever. And because I don't deal with hassles, and that's the good thing about having a home business, because you don't have to deal with hassles. But with this telemedicine or with enhanced care, Coach AJ, how frequent can you use it to get medical attention? Is there certain hours like a doctor's office?
No, you can use it 24/7. So let's say that the 5-year-old in the household, has a fever at 2 o'clock in the morning. You call the nurse that's on call, or the doctor. You call the nurse that's on call and give the symptoms. And it normally can say to you, or maybe it's a male nurse, she or he can say to you, you've given him or her the symptoms, and she comes back and says, well, here's what we believe it is, and can have the opportunity to write a script, and you take it to your pharmacy in your neighborhood.
Don't we deal with
yes,
Walmart?
Walmart. Yes, it is Walmart, and because it is the Enhanced Care MD Connect, and because it is Walmart, there's a 70% discount off of what the prescription would have normally been. So that's a huge, huge economic saver for the household, and it's also a huge time saver for the family, for the 5-year-old who's sick and needs immediate prescription for that fever to relieve the symptoms of the fever. And then if it's something more serious, the nurse can say to you, okay, now let's schedule a televisit, and that doesn't take long at all. You just simply go in to the program, boom, boom, set it up. The next doctor that's available, very small, a nominal fee, and you can see a doctor probably within a couple hours, but via telemedicine, which is a huge advantage. You don't have to. Everybody's like, okay, we're great, we're good to go. So it's a huge, huge opportunity for everybody to be in balance.
Yes, there is, and Wnrr, I was going to ask you, what do you know about the law that we in this country have to have health insurance?
Well, you spoke on it earlier on the Obamacare and us, which is I believe personally that this is a great thing. So many people for so long have been without health insurance because there was no Affordable Health Care Act, and it was something that they couldn't tap into. So, it's a great thing, and for the Supreme Court to uphold it, and it was plenty of people trying to get that thing repealed. Let's make no doubt about that. But for the Supreme Court to uphold it and say, this is what it is, and it's definitely in effect, it's beneficial. It gets really frustrating for us as not, and that's just one situation as a parent. That's not even to say if you're sick, So it is incredible. We get taxed every time we turn around. We get taxed when we make money. We get taxed when we spend money. We get taxed when we save money. We get taxed when we invest money. We get taxed every time money moves. So for you to turn around and increase their ability to be in your pockets even more, because some people will sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and see if I can bite the bullet and pay the tax because insurance is just too expensive, not knowing that there are choices out there that are a lot less expensive than they think. But you don't want them to continue to be in your pockets even more simply because you don't have health insurance.
Mandate means that if you do not have health insurance by a prescribed period of time, that you will be taxed a particular financial amount. And I believe each year it changes. But for 2015, if you don't have insurance in this particular year, so when you file your taxes for next year, for this year, I believe that it starts at about $1,000 or more. Now, as a corporation, if you have not provided health insurance for your employees for 100 or less. It's going to be 50 or less starting next year, but 100 or less if you don't provide health insurance. It starts at about $2,000 per employee per month.
Wow.
For each time. Yes, plus there's other taxes and penalties that they assess besides just that. That's just the starting point. And there are subsidies, and so the beauty too of Enhanced Care MD Connect is that we have access to what we call the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, the health marketplace, so that we can go through our portal, provide the subsidies, have access to the subsidies, and then have access to an insurance program contingent upon your design. An analysis for you, free analysis, and it sizes up where you are and what is in your household and what your needs are. So it's absolutely a phenomenal product. That's just one piece that it has. So along, obviously, with what we've said in the previous moments, 6 different topics or subtopics that speak to an individual for a holistic view of health, besides just the healthcare component, going to the doctor, the telemedicine, and having the prescriptions. So it's phenomenal.
Yes. And like you said, it is phenomenal. And if you would like to learn more about this phenomenal service that we offer as Essential Service Brokers, go to www.conniemreeves.com. That's www.connie, as in Mary, REEV as in Victory, ES.com. Because you have to have health insurance now, ladies and gentlemen, divas and gents. You have to have health insurance. And it's a good thing. It's a very good thing, because our country is probably the last major that has universal health care. My daughter did her last semester at the University of London. So she gets over there and she's like, Mom, I just realized when I got over there, I'm way across the pond. No mommy, no daddy. I can do whatever I want to do. And she got extremely sick. They had to rush her to the hospital. I was a nervous wreck. My husband, he was just thinking, how much is this going to cost me? Oh my God, she's all the way in another country. So once she went to emergency, and they even got her doctor here in the United States on the phone with the doctors in London. They sent a whole team home with her. They checked on her daily, and my husband is still like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost me? Well, because she was a student from University of Southern California, and this was like a program with the University of London, and I know you guys know all about programs like that, there was no cost. We never got a bill because London, the England has universal health care. So it's such a good thing for us to finally have it in this country, and it will be part of President Obama's legacy now. I'm so excited that we're going to have his museum on the south side of Chicago, which is where I'm from. And now we have a legacy that goes along with our president. Because how long have they been trying to pass this? Didn't Bill Clinton try to get this passed?
Yes. It has been going on for at least 20, maybe 30 years. I know that all the other countries, Finland, I can speak about Australia when I lived there, and the minimum wage there is $15. And the first day you start a job, your universal health care starts that day. There's no 90-day waiting period. You can't do your job. It's immediate. So it's much like London, England. Now, taxes are 50%. But healthcare is included. It's a much more
so now you say, okay,
situation.
You said a 90-day waiting period. So is there a waiting period with Enhanced Care MD?
No, it starts immediately. As soon as you sign up for the product, it is immediately available to you.
How many people does it cover?
In your household, you can have up to 7 people in your household. We don't ask for Social Security numbers, those kinds of things.
So there's no Social Security number required?
No Social Security numbers. Nope. No Social Security numbers. They don't ask for that. As I said before, up to 7 individuals can be taken care of in your household as long as they're in your household. Absolutely. Yes.
That is amazing.
It's a miracle. It's absolutely a blessing, and when you really get the opportunity to explore what is available on it, it's just I don't know why anyone would not have it. I know I've been exploring it more and more, taking some time to explore it more and more, and it's absolutely amazing what's available to teach. There's meditation on there. It talks about, how does reflexology work? How does massage work? Journal writing. There's a whole other component I didn't even mention where you can add in your own personal doctor, your own personal dentist, your own personal optometrist, and ophthalmologist. Absolutely phenomenal. So those that are in your neighborhood can be listed so they increase their patient load as well. So, it's just beautiful.
It's phenomenal, just like you said. And it's something that is much needed.
Yes. The other part, too, that I should also mention is that there's 150 languages that can be translated to explain the process.
Really?
Yes. There's no reason why anyone in the United States, I know there's at least 80 languages spoken in the United States or more. There's no reason why a household, no matter how diverse it is, cannot be covered or taken care of.
See it.
It is a blessing. I was just floored. I was like, oh my goodness. So, and there's so much to explore with it. They've really outdone themselves at Enhanced Care MD. They really have in terms of what they're offering, and it's a very well kept secret. But we don't want it to be a secret any longer. We want to share it with everybody.
Go to www.conniemreeves.com. That's www.conniem as in Mary, REEV as in Victory, ES.com. And Wnrr, what about if someone not only wants this product, but they also want to become a broker, that they can offer this to family members, friends, companies, businesses? How does that work?
Well, it's a very simple process, and as I explain this process, I want everyone that can hear the sound of my voice to get a pen and a pad, because at the end of this, you're going to have to write down some information. But it's a very simple process, and I just want you to think about the possibilities of, first and foremost, think about you and your household, and being able to position you and your household to not only fall in line with the Health Care Act, but also being able to, as a provider, if you're a gentleman and you have a family, as the provider and protector of that household, to be in a position to be able to do just that in terms of the health of your household. I think of a person who could hit the lottery tomorrow for $12 million, and if that person just a week later finds out that they have, stage 4 cancer, how they would give that $12 million up to be healthy again. It's really true to the core that health is wealth.
Yes.
So being healthy is extremely important. So just think about positioning you and your family to be able to be healthy. But as an essential service broker, there's so many people out there that wish that they could do more for others. And the great thing about being an essential service broker is that you can bring this affordable health care to people, allow them to be able to insure their families and their households, because I'm one of the people that just do not like insurance companies. They charge you a lot of money, and at the end of the day, when it's time to get a return on your investment, they won't give you small peanuts in return.
Right.
But really to be able to really help people with affordable health care where they can position themselves to take care of their families. And the kicker is that in itself is just phenomenal, to be able to help people help themselves, but to turn around and get compensated for it. So it's a win-win on every angle, every way you look, because you help them. These companies will now compensate you for bringing that customer to the table. And I don't think there's anything better than that as far as being able to generate income in a manner that really is helping people. But what you need to do is, if you've got your pen and paper ready, Miss Connie Reeves is going to give you the website again. You need to write this website down, and don't just write it down. As soon as you write it down, go to your computer, go to your laptop, go to the website, fill out your information, and submit it so you can get all of the information about this Enhanced Care MD. We only have 30 minutes to talk about it. We could talk about this for 6 hours straight. But if you want to get all of the information, you have to write this web address down, fill out your name and your email, and submit it in order to get all of the information about this incredible product, Enhanced Care MD. But not only the incredible product, because everybody hearing my voice should get it if they don't already have affordable health care, but the ability to position you and your family to get paid off of helping others get affordable health care. I think that's the win-win at the end of the day.
www.conniemreeves.com. That's www.conniemreeves.com. And it's so important, ladies and gentlemen, to take care of your health, just like Mr. Wnrr Bird just said, just like Coach AJ, Angela J. Neely, tried to give you as many facts as she could about this Enhanced Care MD. And not only that, if you are a family who does not have any insurance, or you have very weak insurance and high deductibles, if you are a business owner and you have to have your employees will have to have health insurance, please go to www.conniemreeves.com. That's www.conniem for Mary, REEV as in victory, ES.com. We are here to educate you and help you to have a productive life, and we want you to know that we also are here to help you to get money, make money, and save money.